Good evening, all. Nice day here in Vancouver. Um, been kind of going over the news and looking through Twitter, some of the YouTube accounts. Been reading, like all the major news, all the news that I get a hand on, and trying to cross reference a lot of things. But it's pretty bizarre if you look at it right now. What's happening in Canada? In our own country here with Trudeau and all of his MPs. I mean, it's getting quite hard to get a grip on actually everything that's going on all at the same time. I mean, we got more ethics violations coming up against Prime Minister. Imagine that. And he's got what, 5 against him in 3 years? Not quite 3 years. I mean, that's pretty remarkable. So what kind of person goes against 5 ethics, 5 ethic violations? Just basically, and you hear people talk about Donald Trump ignoring that, and here we've got a prime minister groping the pipeline, $4.5 billion pipeline. By the way, what are they doing with that? Who knows? They're not telling us so much for open and transparent. We've got the immigration minister called one of the Ontario MLAs, ministers, what was that, un-Canadian on immigration. And I mean, this is getting bizarre. Prime Minister Trudeau is in Latvia, and I mean, you see pictures of him, videos plastered all over the place, videos. Here he is, he's showing them in front of the guns and this stuff, talking, looking intently, like he's the grand leader, like he knows what it's like to be in the battlefield, which is like, that, if it wasn't so serious, I mean, that'd be the joke of the decade. It's just amazing. And what kills me is people are buying this from him. I mean, I was going through Twitter. Now, I don't know. I've got my suspicions that there's a lot of bot accounts that the Liberals have, with some of the comments in there, because I honestly can't believe that people would be so blind not to see through him. He's phony. I mean, I'm 59 now, and I mean, since I was able to vote, I don't ever recall having such a loathsome disgust for a prime minister as I do for him. And I mean, it's ridiculous. When you heard, and I don't know how many people, like he's asked the question, and I go back and I keep playing this over in my mind, when he's asked, well, why did you choose the cabinet you did? And then that stupid look, well, it's 2015. Everybody took that as such a smart comeback. But if you look at the look in his face, he didn't know what else to say. He was lost. The media like CBC, who's getting majorly sponsored by our federal government, they make him out to be this really smart guy. And I could train a dog to do that, what he does. Basically what he is a trained dog. I mean, you got Gerald Butch, the puppet master, behind Trudeau. And I'm pretty sure that's who's running, a lot of the show. We got a lot of factions also in the Liberal Party. You've got the people who are, strong in the Muslim community. Some of them are questionable. And I'm not going to go any further. You can read for yourself who some of these people support, especially the gal that was come out with Motion 103. Take a look at what she believes in, quite honestly. I mean, I can't believe we're even having some of these conversations in Canada. I mean, go across to the border crossing. Excuse me. Now we're trying to get it where it's not illegal, it's irregular. Like, what the hell does that mean? I mean, go across the border. Go across any border in the world, see what happens to you. Say, well, it said, I'm not doing anything illegal, it's just irregular. I mean, what a crock. Talk about changing the channel. That's changing the whole damn narrative. And we're paying for it. This isn't their money. This is our money. I mean, we can't even get to where we need to be because we're trapped in this loop of, shaming us into doing what they want. Like feel bad because you're a white person, feel bad because you're Canadian, feel bad because you're a Canadian but you're East End. You should feel bad, and trying to pit us against one another. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's just bloody ridiculous. We were having a talk with some guys the other day. I work with I went back to work here for a bit, working part time since I retired. So I work with a lot of the the East Indian people, and we're all Canadians, and they're just as they're mad. They're angry. We all said we're paying for this. You know, it's ridiculous. And we were talking, and it was like how he's pitting the communities against each other. Our MP here, Randeep Sarai, I mean, is doing absolutely nothing since the India trip. Um, you haven't really heard about him. I guess he's in hiding or whatever in shame, which he should be. He should have resigned personally, but that's just my belief. So, what does that leave us? Because right now, this prime minister and everything he's done, I mean, good Lord, in coming into 3 years, and we've gotten a list that is too long to name in 20 minutes of everything that man has done crooked and wrong. It's insane. And the narratives that he's starting, like our free speech is under attack still. I guess some people aren't too worried about it until it bites them in the ass, but by then it's too late. But he does have a lot of support. And that's just mind-boggling. All these left-wing nuts out there, and I'm going to call them nuts. I mean, call it what it is. And I mean, like I said, there's a fight coming. They have gotten bold through what Trudeau, how he's expressed himself in his little merry little cabinet there, who all seem pretty clueless. And that's what happens when you go. You don't pick the best and the brightest. You just pick them, take the easy way out. Jordan Peterson said he didn't do his job. He took the easy route. Now we're paying for it. Because, none of them, their portfolios, they don't have a clue what they're doing. And now it's starting to show. NAFTA, immigration, environment, natural resources, and go down the list. I mean, where are we at? Taxes, really, have a look at your taxes. Have a look at all that they cut and the narrative. The middle class and those trying to join it. Remember that? They repeated that over and over and over again, like the liberal mantra for about a year. And where are we? Yes. We are right back to losing more money. You pay more taxes, that means you have less money to spend. That's just basic math, boys and girls. And it's crazy. Quite literally. So how do we change this? And I've said this many times. Like, we've got to get together and start talking about this. In the last video, I was talking about working on separation. Let the left have the East. That works for me. I don't really know. People say, "Oh, we'll survive this." A year ago, I would have said yes. Now, he's still got a year left in his mandate. I'm not so sure. Because now things are going to get worse, because he's going to be looking to votes. He's going to be playing even more than he has been to the left. The lies are going to get increased. The propaganda is going to get jacked up. So I think it's really going to go downhill. Come October, it's going to go boom. And I honestly see a fight coming. I honestly do. I just don't see any way around it. And heaven forbid, if this man wins another term, I do not know what we'll do as Canadians. Because I don't think we'll survive another 4 years of this moron. I honestly don't. It's come down to we can't afford him, number one. And I hear Trump, 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 what in the States? And Jesus, let's look at our own backyard. Let's not worry about the United States. They'll take care of themselves. Whereas us, we're the ones in really rough shape right now. Right now, for us as Canadians, the US is a sideshow. As interesting as it is, that's a sideshow. And we are by no means in any condition, way, shape, or form leading the world in anything other than bullshit coming out of Ottawa. That's the only thing we're leading in. Groping. What's happening with that? That just hit a crescendo and now it's slowly tapering down. I see some people are still staying on it, but now he's in Latvia. So now what? We gonna wait till he comes back? They're trying to change the channel, obviously. Just let it slide. Yeah, real feminist. Taxes. Where's Morneau? Where's all the stuff he was saying he was helping us? Where is it? How is he helping us? How is taking more money out of our pockets helping us? And they could slice and dice and put all these nice little wonderful charts. I know, and you know, what you got at the end of the month to spend on groceries, gas, mortgage if you got one, car payments, insurance. I don't need to reiterate. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And how much do you got left? Not a hell of a lot, and it's gotten less. So now what? Where's all this stuff here? Catherine McKenna kept promising, oh, well, all these green jobs. You know, this industry is $1 trillion industry going environmentally friendly. You know, the green energy. Where the hell is all this stuff? 4 years, all we've heard is wonderful words. That's it. Unfortunately, wonderful words don't pay the bill. Try going to your bank and saying, gee whiz, the government promised that we would. I'm holding on to that thought. And when I get one of those good paying green jobs, I will cut. Yeah, you know what they're going to tell you. You'll be out in the street. So where is it? I mean, you live in this little fantasy world that they paint, or you can live in the real world. In the real world where we pay bills, buy food, and take care of our families. That's where we live. And that's not happening right now. And quite seriously, anybody look me in the eye that's a regular middle class or lower person and tell me they're better off today than they were 3 years ago. Anybody. And that's quite simply. So I see two things, like I said. I see a fight coming or separation. And believe me, I'm not the only one talking about this. I just may be the only one right now talking about it on YouTube out loud. But there's a whole lot of talk about it because people are just getting fed up. What are we getting out of this? Yes, a benefit. We're the ones paying the taxes. This isn't, don't ask what your country could do for you. Ask what you could do for your country. Those days are long gone, and that was in the United States. We're in Canada. We expect certain standard of living, and right now we're not getting it. So those are the two choices. So let me know what you think. Write some comments if you would. Subscribe. And let's try getting some of this straightened out here and see where we go. Because I honestly, it's starting to get really concerning the direction we're headed. And it's getting bad. And I mean, I really feel for a lot of the families that are running on the edge because I can see this getting worse. No matter what color picture they're painting in Ottawa, here in downtown reality, this is getting serious. And it's going to get a lot worse. And that's not fear-mongering, that's a fact. That is a bloody fact. I mean, you know, I'm living, you know, on a pension, the wife working. I went back to work. I mean, you know, we're probably better off than a lot of other people, but still we're feeling it. So when we're feeling it, I know damn well some people who are riding on the edge, living a paycheck to paycheck, they're definitely feeling it. So let me know what you think. You agree, you disagree, and that. What do you think about separation? Do you think that's possible? Do you think that's just blowing smoke? Tell me what you think. Anyways, have a good one. We'll talk to you in a few days. All have a great weekend, a great Sunday. See you later. Bye now.